Hey, I'm Anthony. I'm the guitarist for All Hazed.
I'm Gunther D. I play bass.
Jaret, frontman.
I'm Trevor. I'm the drummer for All Hazed.
Hi, I'm Jose, and I'm the guitar player.
We all come from different genres but enjoy the same type of music. Our goal is to make the same type of music. So we're all on the same wavelength.
Most songs, there's at least 2 solos, one for each of us. It adds more of a dynamic to the song, and we just love doing it.
It's kind of a blend of a lot of different styles, all the different influences throughout my life too. But I'm very much a grunge baby too. I've always listened to grunge style music, 90s rock, 90s alternative rock. So I think a lot of those influences that I listen to kind of all somehow work their way into my vocals.
Everybody was pretty much found on Kijiji through different ads and posts, and like in the early years, like early last year, they went through some of the members that just didn't fit, and again, back to Kijiji it was. And then now that we finally have the lineup that fits and meshes together, everybody feeds and plays off each other. Everybody's contributing their part to each of the songs. Like, especially going back to the writing question, right? You know, everybody brings their part to the song and everybody writes their own part. There's not really one person that writes anything and tells the other people what to play. We find it's a more dynamic sound then, because all of our influences are included in it, which gives it a unique sound rather than something that's been done before. And it comes from all of us being from different backgrounds and stuff, and different ages, and that really does affect the music as a whole.
Trevor, how would you describe your style of playing?
I actually, with all my schooling, I took a lot of jazz stuff, so there's a lot of jazz in my beats and my fills and my general rhythms. I just kind of wait and let the guitars or bass strum away, and I just kind of try and hear it. Once I've got the general structure, I can find where the pulse should be, where the accent should be, and then just try and make it, give the boys a good strong structure to play on top of, as well as making sure that I'm really happy and not just sitting there keeping 4 all the time.
And so you started out playing guitar and just accompanying yourself and went from there? Or?
Yeah, I've just spent a lot of time songwriting, usually just with breaking on acoustic and just let the songs start to kind of flow like that naturally. And a lot of songs come out with the guys too. Lots of times they'll get together and they'll put tracks together and riffs together, and they'll build up songs, and then I'll come in afterwards and I'll start laying melodies over top and coming up with lyrics, and so that way it becomes very much a team effort.
So how do you guys play off of each other, or do you guys feed off of each other?
All the time.
Yeah.
Like, we take what we do, and it just gives us inspiration to write a new part, or something might sound better than it originally did, but we're always feeding off of each other.
And Anthony, would you say that your styles are similar?
No, our styles are very different, but that's the good thing about having 2 solos in a song. For example, I'll complement the song one way, and then Jose will complement it another way, and vice versa. So you do get a lot of dynamics in our songs.
Okay, and Jose, so you're from a metal background.
Yeah, I grew up listening to all sorts of metal, like 90s metal and 80s metal. It was like, it's my biggest influence, like Megadeth and Anthrax, Skid Row, all those bands. I just love the technicality and just the groove that they give you when you're listening to them. So I really kind of crafted my sound around that, and then I kind of got into the 90s stuff like Nirvana and Pearl Jam and Soundgarden, and I just loved it. So I kind of meshed the 2 together and kind of gave me this metal-y grunge hard rock sound. I love it.
And the rhythm section is so important. Like, you've got, like bands like the Rolling Stones, where the rhythm section is just so tight and so key. How do you describe your playing?
See, the rhythm though, because the way of all of our playing styles work, there's usually only like 1 or 2 of us that are doing rhythm, and then somebody's off doing something to fill out the sound. And because I come from punk rock and there is a lot of fills with the bass, like I kind of play that way too. So like if both Tony and Jose are holding the sound together, right, that leaves me a spot to add something to the dynamics of the song. Especially with the bass that I play has a high C. It's a 5-string with strung backwards, right? So, which gives that more of a dynamic sound, more of an originality. For our one song that we have on our demo, which is the Blind Man's Eye, me and Jose are actually working together on a really intricate scale as Tony's holding together the song with the rhythm, right? And then in the second time we come back to it, I'm holding the scale when both of them are holding the rhythm, just to add that little bit of dynamics to the song. You get the different, frequencies, you get the highs and the lows working together rather than, just having straight rhythm with the bass, right? And which challenges Trevor, because Trevor has to follow the pattern of the bass in order for the whole song to flow, right? Which helps with his musical training, because if we do switch to an off timing, like you said, right, it's very important that the bass and the drums are together on that off timing to bring that strong sound through.
We spend probably 3 or 4 days a week practicing. We spend probably 4 or 5 hours a day constantly texting. It's constant business. When's jams, when shows, what's covered, who's got what, who's doing everything. Just constant contact between all of us, making sure that not only is the music end really strong, but we're keeping the image of the band going, and we're making sure that shows are ready, gigs are booked, press packs are ready, merch is done, just on top of all facets of it.
Professionalism.
That's another thing I love about the band too, just because we all have that commitment, we all pull our part. It's not just one person trying to do one thing and so on. Like Trevor said, we're always in contact, everybody's looking out for each other and working together.